If you see anything out here, just give me a signal, Kate, all right?
Yeah.
Kate?
Reckless.
Ooh, bacon.
Hey, my freshly opened bags of melt in your mouth chicharrones. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm about to get into episode 5, I believe, of Hawkeye. Wait, no, episode 4. My bad. It's episode 4 of Hawkeye. I'm way behind. And this one is entitled Partners, am I right? So I guess that's from Kate Bishop's perspective, because she definitely wants very badly to be Hawkeye's partner. I would call her a sidekick, but I doubt she'd appreciate that very much. So in the previous episode, they managed to escape from the tracksuit mafia, and I'm guessing this is going to be the aftermath of that, them sort of regrouping. Oh wait, I just forgot. That's right. They went back to her mom's home, and Kate was hacking into the security system, or her mom's database, for information on one of the tracksuit mafia members, the lieutenant there. And Hawkeye went to investigate a noise, and new stepdad was waiting for him with his sword. So that's where we are right now. I totally forgot about that. So I guess we're going to just pick right back up. I'm going to guess the twist is going to be somehow that new stepdad is somehow not evil, which would definitely track with my suspicion of mom as being a villain. So I don't know. Let's just go ahead and get right into it and see what crazy shit happens.
Why is there an Avenger in my dining room?
Hi.
Oh my God, you're Archer.
Hawkeye.
Clint.
It's the branding issue, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sure.
I like a little bit of plausible deniability there.
Working on a case.
Jack's like, oh, I just didn't recognize you.
He did. So we were by the house and we dropped in. No big deal.
By the way, thank you for saving the world.
Don't mention it.
I would like my daughter to start telling me the truth.
I logged into your account because I needed information on an actual case with actual people who are in actual danger.
So Kate is helping you with an Avengers level threat?
Well, not exactly.
But you are working together.
Yes. Sounds weird, because it is.
Okay.
Mr. Kobayashi. Usual Suspects has ruined any scene where someone tips up a
Let me
coffee
clarify.
mug for me.
Yeah.
She is not a superhero.
Oh, yeah, come on, I know that. I mean, she's pretty good at all this, but...
Natasha Romanoff was pretty damn good at it, wasn't she? I cannot lose Kate. I've lost people before. I know in your line of work, you have too.
I understand. Okay.
So you'll forget this case?
I can't do that. But what I can do is ensure that your daughter stays safe. Okay?
Yep, my suspicion of Mama gets deeper. Hey, managed to get a sword. Pretty amazing, actually. How great is it to have like your spouse as your true sidekick?
It's Eleanor. Could you call me back, please? It's urgent.
Yep, Mama
Hey.
Shady.
You find anything?
I talked to that friend of yours. He's really busy. He's been learning Russian and jogging a ton.
Tracksuits. This is Sloan's front.
Verschwinde noch mehr auf dem Gelände?
You mean the Rolex?
Genau. It's Dad.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Why? Was that a destroyed thing?
I think this is really
I
cool
thought
how
so.
Laura's
But I thought the
role
same
has
thing about your
expanded
fancy
so
outfit.
much.
Well, it's worth looking into, isn't it?
The party's non-denominational, encourages company camaraderie with a festive spirit.
Sounds like a boss already.
Did someone say parties?
And now WandaVision has also ruined any
Dancing.
piece of
My mother
set
doesn't.
design that's got hexagons in it
Oh,
for me.
really? I beg to differ, darling. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Has Jack
Frost
really not
nipping at
noticed
your
that the
ear.
sword is missing yet? It is kind of cute, Kate. You gotta admit.
To you.
That's
I don't
nice.
think I've ever seen you like that.
Showing that she wants her mom to be happy.
Wow.
Life is short. You never know what you're gonna get.
What? That's not what they say at all.
What? What did I say? Did I say something wrong? What?
Every time you use one of those aphorisms, they're wrong.
Absence makes the heart grow older.
Because that's what it does.
My best friend does stuff like that. We always would make fun of him about it.
You're making my heart grow
Like
older.
always mix together different sayings or different words that are similar to one another or something. Come up with something completely
Being
unique.
laughed at by family is better than being alone in the holidays, right?
What's better than being with
true.
family?
Oh, dang it. Now I want ice cream. Evil fridge. Take care of the injuries and get yourself, get your late night drinks starting to thaw. This takes me back to my childhood. On Motown Christmas.
All right, this is the classic Hawkeye costume we've been waiting for.
What is all this?
This is me saving the holidays.
Is that right?
We're just gonna have to come up with a plan to take down my mom's fiance's organized crime ring while simultaneously having a heartwarming holiday celebration. This is the part where you finish my sentence with a plan.
Planning's not really my thing. Is he sure that's dry erase?
Good boy.
And it should still come off with alcohol, I'm pretty sure.
Why would I ever want to use a boomerang arrow?
Because they come back.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, if all trick arrows were boomerangs, then we'd have them all.
Coming back at us.
You'd have to dodge.
No, it's not impossible. The first arrow
Just
you
good
release
line
has to be
delivery.
wood. So when you release the second one, it splits it right up the middle.
You got any other cool tricks?
Well, I could knock somebody unconscious with that, like 20 feet away.
No, you can't.
I can use a quarter or a nickel, dime's too light.
You know, I'll just tell every stranger that I see, Hawkeye is full of bolts. Whoa.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to cut out all the audio from this scene
Give it a nice snap. You just gotta make sure you get that curve. It's just a little one. Right.
so I don't get flamed. Well, that's definitely a Chekhov's gun if I ever saw one. By the end of this season,
Not
that
bad,
she
kid.
has to
Not
use
bad.
that come in clutch for
All
something.
right. Best shot you ever took.
The one I didn't take.
What does that mean?
When he didn't kill Nat.
Means. Never mind. Shouldn't have said it.
Oh, come on, you can't do that.
Never mind. It's nothing.
What? Look, come
I'm
on.
sure
consider
that's
it my
how they
Christmas
met.
present.
No, it's
Yes.
fine. It's
Look,
not the
it'll
right
be a
time.
good story, I'm sure.
It's just not a good story. Okay? I met someone. I was sent to take her out. And when I got there, when it was time, I couldn't do it. I just had this feeling that she wanted out. Turns out I was right.
You mean Natasha?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's, when you do what I do for a living, it's just a game of managing loss, right? So.
You lost your family in the blip.
Yeah. Like half the world.
God, that must have been devastating.
Yeah, there were no words.
Is that where you met the Ronin?
Yeah. Manner of speaking.
I continued doing what I was trained to do.
Protect people.
Hurting people. Investigating first, but in the end, my job has always been to hurt people.
You were a hero.
I was a weapon.
I love how they're really doing a
Aimed by the right people. The right
serious
targets.
character
You made
deconstruction.
mistakes.
Hawkeye.
Those are behind you.
No, it's tied to me. Tied to my family. That's why I'm here. And I can't go home till I fix it.
It's also nice to see Jeremy Renner getting a chance to really stretch and leave a mark on the MCU, because he's been so much in the background. We got that little bit where he stood out in was it Civil War? But aside from that, he's been relegated to sort of bench warmer almost. Even the mug says Thanos was right. You notice that that's sort of
Some
peppered.
coffee.
Well, granted, I think it's only the second time we've
this
seen
morning
it,
I'm gonna have a talk with our friend
but it
Cos.
seems to be a running
What I want you
theme
to do
already.
Is track down the trick arrows from our friends the LARPers.
Wait, what?
I did not expect the LARPers to come back into the story.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I can probably help you out. If you make it worth my while.
Worth our while.
Bribery. That's a crime.
Totally. Whatever you want. You guys are awesome. Outfits. It's just really awesome.
Says the girl walking around with a full quiver of arrows on her back.
She's chasing a ghost. I think you know that. But I can't convince her of that. And I'm guessing you're the only one who can. This is the final warning. Let's get it done.
Hey, can I have my gun back?
Yeah, what do you think?
Snickerdoodle? It's still warm.
I want some
Hey,
snickerdoodles.
Clint. How'd your day go?
Hi.
My day's been fine. How are you doing?
Great. Yeah. Better than yours, I'd say.
I made this myself.
No way!
By hand.
Maybe I could hire you to make my next one.
Yeah, I would love to.
Hey,
I
wait
wish
a
I could
second.
get her to make me a
What
peacekeeper
if that's our
duster from
deal?
Farscape.
What deal?
We get you the arrows and info, and you get us materials for a new costume.
I know a certain someone who needs a little help with theirs.
I'm in.
Oh my God, we're gonna
Well,
see
you hear that?
Hawkeye in
We
something
get new
approaching his
costumes.
comic book costume by the end of this,
I asked you
aren't we?
to simply retrieve my arrows, not stage a play. I gotta go.
I really hope these LARPers don't end up getting hurt.
Well, you're gonna have to change.
Hawkeye,
Oh, hi.
arrow retrieval mission complete.
Oh, yes, thank you so
My
much.
wife gave me this bag. It's embroidered. It says bombshell.
I can see that it's very important to you.
He'll get it back to you. Yeah, I'll make sure of it.
That's not gonna happen.
I promise.
Right. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
Thanks so much.
beautiful bag.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
I mean, he's got a backpack. Why didn't he just put the stuff in his backpack?
You want to tell me what we're doing here?
Something very important to me is pinging
Oh,
inside that
stakeout.
apartment. It was stolen from a black market auction. I need it back. So, if you see anything out here, just give me a signal, Kate, all right?
Yeah.
Kate?
Reckless.
I told you you're supposed to be lookout.
Yeah, but of the two of us, who do you trust up there not to get distracted?
Look, it's not fair. That your inability
That's actually a good point.
act like a grown-up helps you get your way.
No, it's not. But that is what it is.
You use your grappling hook arrow to anchor yourself in. Rappel down the side.
She
of the
needs a
building
good
to the window.
spanking.
It's locked.
And not just for that
Yeah,
reason.
love all of that. Great plan. Just a slight tweak, though. Good evening, sir. Can I help you with your bags?
Oh, thank you.
Can I tell you a secret?
Please don't do this.
I was talking to an Avenger. He's in my ear.
Maybe you should stop talking.
Yeah, I'm his partner.
I'll just take this back.
I can help you to the door, no problem.
Oh, that's all right. I got it from here.
Okay, are you sure? It's really no problem.
You talk too much,
All right,
Kate.
you take care now.
I mean, how do you know that guy isn't involved in some shady shit?
I have a
Just
collapse.
because he's a little old man doesn't mean anything.
That makes sense.
Did she leave her lockpick shit in the door again? Is that like a habit of hers?
Living room's all clear.
What's that flashing over right there?
What do you see?
They detonators?
Clint, somebody is taking notes on your family.
What?
Clint Barton, wife Laura, daughter Lila, age 14, son Cooper, age 16.
That light's an alarm. It's a silent alarm for people that can't hear.
Oh my God.
It is Maya's apartment. I'm coming. Okay.
And Maya's a much better fighter than
What's
you
going
are,
on?
Kate.
Clint?
Little help?
Damn.
Give me a second.
It was funny. I actually should have thought about that. I went to college
Get on the zip line.
a deaf woman, and we had to sort of retrofit her room in our frat house with a bunch of that alarm equipment because she couldn't hear. Should have thought of hers was much bulkier though. It didn't look like little LEDs. It was like much bulkier than that. But then again, it was much longer ago than this stuff is. I guess there have been improvements. Okay. Those are Black Widow style shot gauntlets.
Pull me up!
Get out of here.
What the hell is that arrow? Like a combination kinetic shock and EMP blast. I recognize the actress, and so now I know that I was supposed to have watched Black Widow before this.
I cannot be your partner if you don't tell me what's going on.
You're not my partner.
Yeah, seriously.
You understand that? You never were. Someone is hired. The Black Widow assassin.
I chose to be here. I understand the risk. I understand all of that.
I'm not gonna do it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
If she was hired to assassinate you guys, then you can't be having this conversation right now, because an assassin would simply regroup at a distance and then take you guys out. I didn't expect us to already be at the end. We make sure there's no end credits here. Marvel likes to start trying to sneak them in as they get closer to the end of the season. All right, doesn't look like there's anything. Really nice to get us a little bit of a under the skin kind of examination of Clint Barton and how he is after all of the stuff that he's been through, and really delving into the fact that his past, his deep past before the Avengers and everything, was essentially wet work. You know, that's pretty much what he did. He was sent on missions to...
Am I supposed to know what that means, or...
people who SHIELD, and probably before that, some sort of special operations branch of the military, the U.S. military, but needed to be taken off the board. And, you know, that sort of thing, even when you're quite convinced that what you're doing is for good reasons, the people that you're going after are bad people, it leaves scars. You know, it's a kind of work that takes a very specific kind of mindset to be able to do, and even then I think wears on the person over time. And I liked what he said too about how, like, you know, he was just being aimed by good people. It actually is reminiscent of, if you guys watch The Expanse, of how Amos Burton thinks, where he looks for people that he can trust to have enough of a moral compass to be able to point him in the right directions, and to throw him as the weapon he is at targets that deserve to be taken out, because he doesn't trust himself to be able to make those decisions. I think Clint has much more of a sort of a normal capacity for moral judgment than Amos does. But still, his job isn't really to think about whether it's right. You assume that the people above you are sending you after a target for a legitimate reason. And it gets more complicated when you have to second guess every decision that's made by your superiors. So I get where he was coming from there, but I'm really enjoying that, because like I said, out of all of our characters, the major characters in the MCU, the big originals for the Avengers, I think he was developed the least. He and Natasha, actually. So I do have to go watch the Black Widow movie, because she also was not developed very much during the overall arc of the MCU. Really focused mostly on Tony and Steve, and sort of the rest of them kind of fell by the wayside a bit. So I'm really liking it. And I'm also hoping, now that I think about it, that we get to at some point see a bit more about the Hulk, because he also was sort of not really given much development. Kate continues to be rough around the edges, of course, and I'm thinking, as much as this is a deep dive into Clint, this is also obviously the origin story, so to speak, of her as a hero. And a big part of that is the systematic shaving off of the rough edges. The only problem I have is that the show is a little inconsistent in terms of presenting her clearly learning that these edges need to be shaved off. I think part of the problem is that the things that she does that are detrimental tend to work out for her. We need to see her fail more. Like, I really love the scene in the previous episode where Maya grabbed her by the throat and almost choked her out. And you can see on her face, like, the first time that her bravado had really gotten her into serious hot water and she was truly aware of it. We need more of those types of moments where she experiences serious consequences for some of this recklessness and just refusal to listen to other people, instead of having things either work out or the problem get immediately resolved so that it doesn't really leave a lasting impact on her, so that we can feel like, because we're seeing her grow, but we need to feel like she herself internally is understanding why she needs to make changes and grow, rather than just sort of it happening, I don't know if that really makes a ton of sense. Hopefully you guys can follow where I'm going with that. So yeah, that was interesting that Maya has the watch. I'm wondering whose watch it was. I had assumed, because it was like a fancy Rolex and everything, that it was Tony's. But at this point in the series, Tony is dead. And he said that them having that watch without the person, that doesn't make any sense to me. The only other thing I can think of is that the last time we saw Captain America, Steve Rogers, he was an old man, but we never saw him die or anything. I don't know why he would have a Rolex. Maybe it was just a gift from Tony or something, or somebody else. I don't know, but could be, or maybe the Rolex did belong to Tony, but it somehow contained information that allowed him to know where other Avengers were. But I can definitely imagine that Cap might still be out there somewhere. But I don't know. That's definitely a mystery, and I'm curious as to. I'm pretty sure that the boss is Maya's uncle, who I'm pretty sure is Kingpin, and so I'm wondering what he's after this watch for, because I would assume that they went to get the watch for him, because I don't really see the tracksuit's interest in trying to find out the identity of a former Avenger. But I definitely could see Kingpin wanting to do it, depending on exactly what he's up to. I don't think that the Black Widow girl, whose name I don't know, but like I said, I recognize the actress from the promotional material for the movie, which I haven't seen, need to see it. I don't really think she was there to assassinate anybody, because again, like I said, an assassin wouldn't just like leave and not try to reacquire or anything like that, you know, at least not in this situation. She would have had plenty of opportunity to regroup pretty close by and take another shot at her targets if they really were her targets.
Quit acting like you know what you're talking about, Fitzgerald.
So it didn't make a lot of sense to me, unless Maya was her target. But even then, I would expect her to be trying to go after her again, rather than just leaving people to have a conversation on the rooftop with no consequence. So I'm thinking there's something else is going on there. It might not have been an assassination attempt, but something else that we just don't have enough information for. Jack obviously is involved with these guys, but I wonder how consciously involved he is. Like, you know, there's different levels of criminal involvement. A person could be running a front organization without necessarily being aware of the entire scope of the criminal enterprise that he's helping out. So he's definitely a criminal of some kind, it seems, but I'm not 100% sure if he's like a villain. You know what I mean? So I'm curious about that. But Mom is becoming more and more suspicious as this goes on. I want to know who she called, because that was definitely one of those sort of like, we've got a problem kind of conversations. And the way she was talking to Clint had a little too much of an almost like subtle gangland intimidation vibe to it. She seemed like somebody who is much more dangerous than people realize, and who, even more than just being someone who's in charge of a company, is not accustomed to not getting her own way, you know? So I'm wondering who she is and how she's related to the whole criminal underworld that, you know, is thriving in comic book New York especially. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. I'm sure that episode 6 will probably be out by the time this is posted, so you guys will have way more information than I am. But when you were watching it, what did you think? Like, what was your speculation? Did you also think that Kingpin was involved, and were you suspecting Mom at this point, and all that sort of thing? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe if you enjoyed what I do here. Be safe and be well, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.